You act like you've got all the time in the world, but you don't. Every second that passes is one less breath you'll ever take. Every night you waste doing nothing is a funeral for your potential. And one day, they'll bury you with everything you never did. This generation acts immortal, scrolling like they've got 1,000 lifetimes. Procrastinating like time is a gift that waits for them. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. It never has. Death isn't your enemy, it's your deadline. The one thing that should keep you sharp, focused, disciplined. But instead of respecting it, you run from it, numb yourself, pretend you've got forever. You don't, and you never did. You were born with a clock inside of you, and it's been ticking since the day you screamed into this world. The only question is, are you gonna die full of excuses or full of purpose? Stop waiting, stop blaming, start moving, start building. Turn that fear of death into fuel. That's what Drascaidianism is. It's not about fear, it's about fire. If this world collapses tomorrow, will your name be forgotten with the rest? Or will you be one of the few who lived like every second counted? This isn't motivation. This is a wake-up call. So if you're listening, prove it. Democrats, Republicans, immigrants, citizens, you've all been pointing fingers for decades, and the house is burning down while you argue over who lit the match. It's always one side versus the other. Red versus blue. Immigrants versus Americans. White versus black. The oppressed versus the oppressors. And now the youth versus the elders. Gen Z screaming at boomers while ignoring their own rot. It never ends. You've built your entire identity around division. You let the media sell you hatred. You let politicians use your pain like poker chips. You've made war with your neighbor before ever questioning the system that made you enemies in the first place, while you fight each other. The elite laugh. Corporations grow, algorithms manipulate, and the real enemy keeps changing shape because you've forgotten how to see clearly. You think you're awake because you picked a side. That's not awareness, that's programming. True awakening isn't about choosing blue or red. It's realizing the whole board is rigged. And let's not forget you self-proclaimed revolutionaries on the internet, screaming change with one hand while scrolling TikTok with the other. You chant about justice, but cancel your own kind for clout. You preach empathy, then mock the broken. You scream about oppression while weaponizing victimhood. You're not the resistance. You're the new mask of the same disease. America is not collapsing because of one party. It's collapsing because of every single citizen who chose comfort over truth. Distraction over discipline, division over unity. This country doesn't need more votes. It needs vision. It needs people willing to unplug from the lie, call out their own hypocrisy, and start rebuilding from the ruins. Not for power, not for clout, but for truth. If you're still listening, you're not like the others. You're not meant to follow. You're meant to lead. And if you still refuse to acknowledge what's really behind the curtain, even after all of this, just know one thing. You f***ed this country over.